All right, let's jump right into this. Chapter 4, detailed breakdown. Trading is emotional torture. Okay. Those of you that have been trading, you're like, okay, this guy's starting off speaking right to me. Okay, if you've done this for any length of time, you understand how emotionally torturing this is. All right. If you're brand new, you'll probably disagree with this entire chapter, but I promise you, you'll understand one day that Tom Hougaard is right in this area. Okay, so just listen, new or old, check it out. In chapter 4, Hougaard lays bare the emotional reality of trading. It is psychologically painful. He refers to it as emotional torture because it consistently exposes traders to fear, uncertainty, and discomfort. Anybody feel that already? Anybody agree? I do. All right. Every trade challenges our identity, our patience, and our sense of control. Me, I like being right. I don't get to be right in the markets all the time. Many traders aren't prepared for this level of emotional strain, and they often respond by avoiding discomfort. All right. Taking trades or closing in trades too early, moving your stop loss into profit or break even because you just can't handle the fact that it went in your direction a little bit and now you're making money and you can't stand the thought of it turning and losing. Just saying. All right. Either through premature exits, impulsive entries, or abandoning their trade plans altogether. How many times have you guys just thrown your trading plans out the window and just started emotionally trading? I've never done that. Right. Of course. Of course I have. 100% I have. Okay, here we go. He highlights that successful traders are not those who avoid emotional pain, but those who embrace it and manage it. Okay, if anyone's ever told you you have to be an emotionless robot to be successful at day trading, in my opinion, that's wrong. That's bad advice. Nobody can say, I'm going to not feel emotion. We're human, we are built to feel emotion. We feel emotion. It's good for us to feel emotion. Our brains protect us, right? Emotion's a good thing, but we need to embrace discomfort and we need to manage it, okay? Trading forces individuals to deal with losing, often repeatedly. All right. Just the other day, I took like 3 losses and I had to walk away with 3 losses and be like, okay, there goes my loss, 3 losses for the day. All right. Swing 1 and 2 were good. Swing 3 was a little bit, like not too far outside my trading plan, but it was a hopeful trade. All right. It didn't work out. I didn't risk too much, so it wasn't so bad. And the next day, I got a trade, made it all back, and just followed my plan and just, I managed my emotions because boy, I felt like going on tilt. All right. Often, repeatedly, we deal with losing. And it is this aspect that makes the profession so mentally taxing. Okay. I work with a lot of traders, I mentor people, and a lot of them want to become these super scalpers. Okay. They want to like trade the 5 second time frame or the 15 second or the 30 second. They want to be these crazy super scalpers. They want to do 20, 30, 40, 50 trades a day. I am like, do you have any idea how mentally taxing that is? I know people who do it. I know a buddy of mine who does it so successfully, it makes me want to do it. But I know that I can maybe handle that for an hour, maybe 2 hours a day. And then I am just like mentally fried. And I will start responding emotionally because my logical part of my brain is burnt. Okay. So I usually don't super scalp. Okay. Here we go. All right. Hougaard points out that the market does not reward emotional comfort. Okay. The market does not reward emotional comfort. It rewards those who endure discomfort while remaining disciplined. Okay, today I made a recap video on this trade, how I kind of got into it, how I managed it and whatnot, right? I'm gonna let you in on the psychological part of this trade. All right. Got in this trade, boom, 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 pushed. And now I'm right here, like guys, like right here, all right, on these candles that came back up, right? I'm trying it right there, these candles. Okay, and it started pushing back up. I had to deal with the fact of I was in profit and now it might reverse on me. Okay. And I've been doing this a while. I've been doing this for many, many, many years. And I had to handle myself the emotion of like, oh, man, here I was, 150, $200 and whatever it was, right? I'm in the profit, and it starts pushing back. And I'm like, okay, am I gonna close this in so I don't feel pain, or am I going to leave it alone? Okay, I left it alone. All right, now once it pushed down into a level right here, okay, this is where logic comes in. Once it pushed all the way down here and I'm at this level, this previous daily high, I'm expecting a reaction at this level. I'm expecting a reversal or a continuation. So, yes, at that point, I logically closed in my trade. Okay. I don't know, I was somewhere above this push down right here. And, maybe 80, $90 in profit. Not really enough for me to care. Um, but yeah, that's where I left it. Right. And once we came back up and we tested this and pushed down, what did I start doing? I started trailing the stop. Now, once we hit that, 1 to 3, excuse me, ratio, I started to snipe profit out and guarantee profit because I've learned not to be greedy. I don't have to go for that trade right there. I think that'd be like a 1 to 8 because I pulled it out earlier on the video. It'd be like a 1 to 8. Okay. That's crazy. I don't have to have that every trade. If I get a 1 to 2 to 2.5 to 3, I start getting to that 2.5 to 3, I start taking profits because I'm like, man, this is a good trade. Risked $140 to make, $400-500. I'll take that all day. All right. Okay. I just wanted to give you a live example of how I had to handle my own, emotions today. I mean, it wasn't huge, but I still noticed it. And I was like, let me just accept this loss if it happens. All right. It rewards those who endure discomfort. I was uncomfortable. I could have closed that trade in and felt comfortable. And I just said, you know what? Embrace it. Boy, let's go. Take the loss if it's going to happen. And I remained disciplined. And I waited for my actual trade plan. When I hit the level, that's when I had a chance logically to get rid of my discomfort. Okay. Rather than resisting his truth, traders should train for it. I agree with this so much. Train yourself mentally to do these kind of things. Do what the 90-95% won't do. Okay. Journal your emotions. Deal with how you feel. Tell me how many of your friends are like, hey, man, let's get together and talk about our feelings. Nobody wants to do that. Okay. I mean, there's some out there, but emotional and feelings and things like that, it's not our number one thing we want to talk about. All right. Let's talk market. Let's talk macroeconomics. Let's talk that kind of stuff. Let's talk sports. Let's do this, like let's have fun. Let's be goofy. Let's be silly. Let's talk about those things. That's what I like to talk about. But if you're going to do this, talk to yourself about your emotions, talk to yourself about your feelings. All right. Anyway, so Tom encourages traders to lean into psychological pressure and reframe it as a part of the job. Okay. I was a firefighter. All right. There was a emotional aspect to being a firefighter. All right. I had to lean into that pressure, right? Run into a burning building. Okay. Come to this person who needs medical attention, deal with this mangled car wreck, right? I had to build an emotional resilience to handle those kinds of things. All right. So you want to build emotional resilience, not emotional avoidance. If you're trying to avoid pain by taking profit and guaranteeing, oh man, what's that phrase that I dislike so much? You'll never go broke taking profit. That is so far from the truth. You need to make sure your R&R and your targets are correct. You need to trade your actual plan that you've built. All right. You will go broke if you take profits too early all the time because you're trying to avoid pain. All right. This is what separates winners from losers. He insists that unless you build the ability to tolerate and function under stress, you will be consistently derailed by it. Okay. I spent 3 months being derailed. About 3 months. My swing trading was fine. I was doing great on my swing trading. I'm so thankful for my swing trading, but my intraday trading was getting wrecked. I would do really good and I would do really bad, and then I'd do really good and I'd do really bad. And it just derailed me. Okay? And I've shared in other videos, it was a ambition problem. I was so ambitious, I was being greedy. Not Rolex and Lambo greedy. I've said that in many videos. But it was a ambition that was feeding I was not being emotionally resilient. I wanted profit now. Okay? And that came off of a win streak because I was getting profit now. And then win streaks don't last forever. Anyway, it took me 3 months to get out. It took me some time of connecting with friends, the people I trade with in the community, talking with them, working with my people, like my traders who I'm connected to, where I'm like, let me talk about how I'm feeling about my trading. All right, it's not comfortable, I promise you. All right, so don't allow yourself to be derailed by it. Okay, embrace it. Understand yourself. Okay, you understand yourself better, you will understand your trading better. All right, so let's talk about some self-reflection prompts. How do I react emotionally to losing trades? That is huge. Have these conversations with yourself. I promise you, you start doing this, it's going to help you. Okay? Do I seek comfort during trading? Do you want to guarantee a win? Do you want to take profit early because it'll feel good? Okay? Or do I face discomfort head on? I did face discomfort head on. It wasn't bad today. It was just something I noticed and was like, should I close this trade in so I don't lose? No, I should leave it alone and let it play out. And I did, and I'm glad I did. I got that 1 to 3 ish, maybe a little bit more. I'm totally happy with that, right? Can I sit through the drawdown and remain focused? All right, I've gone into many trades. As soon as I click, boop, the button, it immediately pulls against me, right? And I'm looking at my stop loss and I'm like, okay, my stop loss is where it should be. That should be fine. Take a deep breath. If it hits that stop, it means that structurally speaking, this trade should not, I should be out and safe and it should turn against me. Okay. And a lot of times that's what happens. And then maybe I do take a trade in the opposite direction with confirmations, directional bias, right? Which I do flip my bias, and I've made videos on that. And structural like integrity. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing it. I see a fair value gap, displacement, and I see a trade that's going in the opposite direction. Sure, maybe I'll take that trade. All right. So let's talk about some practical applications. All right. This I'm telling you, this is what's going to change your trading for you. All right. Train for discomfort. All right. Just remind yourself that you're not going to be comfortable trading. Just come to realization. You're not going to be like, boop, took a trade. Look at that. 99% win rate. Let's go. I feel good every trade. No, not going to happen, in my opinion. Please DM me if that's you, please. All right. I'm just being silly. All right. So simulate trading pressure by journaling emotions and reviewing bad days. If you have a bad day, review it. Look in the mirror, talk to yourself about it. Talk to someone else about it. Get some accountability going. Get at least one other trader that you're connected to. If you want, join our community, whatever. I'm not trying to shill my own community, but whatever. We'll help you with this kind of stuff. Embrace pain as a cost of entry. I'm going to get in a trade. I know I'm going to be emotionally discomfort. Yes, it might go straight in my... Okay, there's a lot of trades I take and it just like, boop, it runs right away. And I'm like, big smile, nice and easy. Not all the time. Most of the time, not. All right? So embrace it. Embrace, view the emotional discomfort as a part of the profession, not as failure. Okay? Don't mistake your feelings of emotional discomfort as failure. Okay? Just understand that it's just a part of our human behavior. All right? So embrace it and embrace it as a cost. All right? Resist emotional shortcuts. All right? Don't try and make yourself feel better by exiting trades early just to feel safe. Trust your system. Okay? If you don't have a system, different conversation, right? But if you have a system, trust it. All right. Build emotional stamina. Huge. Trade with a size small enough that you can think clearly under pressure. Okay. I have live traded on the phone with a friend who can trade 1 to 2 full Bitcoins per trade leveraged. Okay. I don't trade that kind of size. I would probably freak out. All right. I do trade pretty hefty here and there. Not like that. Okay. I'm not risking an entire Bitcoin on a trade. Okay. And I'm saying this when Bitcoin's at like $90,000. All right. I've been there. I've watched. you know, shared screen. I watched it and it was crazy. I was like, wow, I'm risking like, I'm risking, a couple $1,000s, but not like that. All right. So practice psychological endurance. Do daily reviews on how you manage stress, not just profits. Okay. So every trade, talk to yourself. How did I manage my trade? Was it managed through structural integrity, right? Like, and trade plan results? Or was it actually managed for my stress? What managed it? Was it stress or was it market structure? Was it my plan that managed it? Two very distinct things. You need, in my opinion, figure that out, right? Action steps. What you need to do this week to make an improvement. Journal what you uncomfortably during each trade. What made you uncomfortable? Okay, so journal what made you uncomfortable during each trade. All right, for me, it was the fact that it moved into profit and then moved back out of profit. And I was like, man, I felt it. Okay, for me not to say, oh, I didn't feel anything. I just let the trade play out because I'm a pro. That's not true. All right, I deal with emotions almost every trade, but I want to recognize them, deal with them. All right, rate each trade based on emotional control, not outcome. All right, I can have a trade that loses. That was a great trade because it was my plan and it was structurally sound and I executed it with excellence. And that's a losing trade. So what? It was a great trade, gold star for me. Okay. If you open a trade and you do your plan and you execute your plan and you lose, gold star for you. Okay. Right. Most traders that I've talked to, like I said, are about 50 to 60% win rate, some higher, but usually overall, over like 500 trades, it's 50 to 60-ish%. And these are people who do this for a living and are amazing at it. But same thing, they rate their trades. If they executed their plan and they executed only their plan and not did anything out of emotion, it's a gold star for them. And the 40 to 50% that they're going to lose, whatever. Okay, you got to learn to have that kind of attitude. It's tough. So set a goal. Tolerate one uncomfortable trade setup without altering your rules. If this is you and you struggle with this, taking profit too early, moving your stop to break even, excuse me, before you should, set a goal. Tolerate one uncomfortable. Take an uncomfortable trade. That's a part of your plan. Take it and just don't touch it. Just let it go. And if it loses, give yourself a gold star. If it wins, give yourself a gold star. All right. Create a mantra. I can feel discomfort and still follow my plan. Your plan can't be to feel comfortable. A lot of people, they lose some trades and they feel uncomfortable, so they think they lack the knowledge. So what do? They go learn more. Okay. Most traders I've talked to knew enough in the beginning. They just didn't know about the emotional aspect of trading. Okay. So don't underestimate yourself and your knowledge. Take more control of you and your emotions. And I am talking to a mirror right now. Trust me. Final quote from Tom. Trading is not supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be done right. Tom Hougaard. Okay. This guy knows what he's talking about. When the big wigs and the smart money wants to train their traders, this is one of the guys they call. Tom, come talk to our guys that we're paying to be day traders or whatever, right? The smart money, the actual smart money that we study to try to figure out how to follow. He comes in to train them. All right. Don't just listen to some rando guy, on YouTube like me. All right. Go learn from these people. Okay. I hope this video has been encouraging. I hope that these walkthroughs are really helping you. I promise you, man, I'm double dipping. They help me. I get a chance to create this content, read the book, learn from it, teach it on a video, and it is helping me so much. So I hope it's helping you as much as me, and I will see you guys in the next video.